Hey friends, Wayne over here at the Ram Man Inc. Don't forget the ink. So, people been asking me about the remote greasing on the hubs and trying to come up with a system or an idea that'll work. Did y'all get that right there? You can also see it on the truck. That right there, tell you. So this is my Dodge driving around. This is the one I drive cross country and go to a lot of the mud bogging events. Trucks gone wild, rednecks with paychecks, soggy bottoms, iron horse. As you can tell, I'm typically loaded down with tools. I got about twice as many tools, and 3 times as many tools as a typical service buggy has. I can do just about anything. I'm loaded up with 3 welders, cutting torch, TIG, gas, gasless, stick. I can do it all on the side of the road. Sure can. Oh, and braze. I'm one of the world's best brazers. Bet y'all didn't know that. So, what about Vigor brakes? A big brake kit for the Dodge 2500 and 3500. That would be fantastic. I'm always loaded down. I travel a lot. Oh, I don't know, 10, 12,000 miles a month. Sometimes. And I'm always humping these big trailers. Now, when one of these things is empty, the brakes on them's pretty good. When you're loaded down like I do and running 15, 20,000 pounds behind you, these rotors, they leave a little bit to be desired. I ran through several name brands, plain Jane ones, and I finally settled in on some drilled and slotted ones. Some good name brand ones, and they seem to be the best. They last the longest, don't heat up as fast. So there's our normal 8-lug rotor. It's 13 1/8 inches. Is it 13 or 14? Dumb shit. It's 14 1/8. That's a pretty big rotor. When you increase the rotor diameter, you gain a huge leverage moment. Just like all the disc brake kits that were designed in the 60s and 70s, jumping from 11-inch rotor to set normal supercars, jumping up to 11.75 rotor, 3/4 of an inch only, gives you about 20% more stopping power. No kidding, because you're squeezing a lot farther out on the end of the rotor. It's like trying to stop a disc. If you're clamping in here versus clamping out there, it's a drastic difference. Anyway, all that theory bullshit aside, let's cut to the hillbilly chase. What about if we could get a 5500 rotor on there? I think you can tell that this 5500 rotor dwarfs that 3500 rotor. It's 15 1/4, but it dwarfs it in both diameter and mass. The other thing you have to remember about rotors is, what people don't think about, is all a rotor is a heat sink. You're converting the energy of motion, kinetic energy, into heat energy. The bigger the rotor is, the more mass it has, the more heat that it can soak up, and the longer it can soak it up. That's why your daily drivers and high performance cars today, they got great big old 1.25 inch wide, 1.5 inch wide, 13, 14, 15, 16 inch rotors. Very powerful. Can stop multiple times. But then when you get in like these kits for these aftermarket car kits, SSBC and naming a few of these other ones, Willwood, these are all small, lightweight designs made out of aluminum. The rotors are very thin. The rotors don't weigh much. They can't soak up a lot. They're designed for like 1 or 2 stops at the end of the racetrack, and that's it. And on top of that, you know that you're stopping when you get to the end. It's not like a panic stop or some emergency where the kid runs out. You know, hey, once I go past here, I get to stop, and, you know, it don't make a shit whether it takes 200 feet or 740 feet. I've got plenty of stopping room and no obstructions. But, you know, when you got to stop a damn beast or your muscle car or you're like mine, you know, 1,100 horsepower blown street Viper, well, fuck yeah, whoops. You got to have you some good brakes. So that's what I'm working on. And I think we're about got it figured out. Here it is. You know, we're at the beginning of December 2021. And I think by Christmas we'll about have it figured out. One of the biggest problems that we got, well, I'll go into more detail in part 2. God bless you. God bless America. And happy trucking.